Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Sorry, I had a little technical difficulty. But you know what? Tonight, Bitcoin is looking better. We're back above 17,000. Crypto, little recovery today, right? So these are all good things. But the big thing that everyone is talking about is this CNBC interview between Kevin O'Leary and Squawkbox. So some of the things that Kevin said, people don't like. They have a problem. So let's talk about what those things are, and let's talk about what to look forward to. So welcome, guys. You know what? Right now, well, the U.S. market ended pretty good in the green, so that's good overall. But you can see Bitcoin is at 17.2, right? I'll get to more charts in a little bit. So far, it's been a pretty good day. And here's the thing. Why did markets go up? It's actually due to bad news because jobless claims rise. So that's the situation we're in right now. When jobless claim rises in the U.S., meaning more people are unemployed, somehow that causes the market to go up because that's an indication of market weakness, slowdown in economy, and somehow Powell is going to take this data and be less hawkish with rate hikes, right? So that's the strange thing that's going on right now. So when we get bad economic news, it's actually good for markets. So think about that. And also, BlackRock is now warning people to get ready for a recession unlike any other in the past. Okay, so BlackRock giving dire warnings right now. Maybe they're just trying to spook the market a little bit longer because they still want to accumulate a little bit more before things turn around. Makes you wonder, right? Why say this now? So just want to start off with that. But of course, a lot of you guys saw this interview today. Kevin O'Leary took on a lot of heat recently because of course, being a spokesperson for FTX. And not only that, I think the biggest problem most people have with Kevin O'Leary is the fact that after SBF did his interview, many interviews, Kevin O'Leary is still backing him, saying that he still believes in the guy and believes that there's a chance he may be innocent and he would invest in him again. I think that's the thing that most people have a problem with is the fact that he's still putting faith in SBF and people don't know what's going on, right? So even the CNBC people are like, how could you say that? How could you say that you're still go back the guy, right? But I'm not going to play through the whole thing. You guys could check it out yourself, right? He was asked a lot of things. He defended himself, I think, quite nicely, as good as he can. He talked about his investment in crypto, WonderFi, which is an exchange in Canada. He saw the world adopting to crypto, right? So when he was asked, he took a chance on this growing exchange, and he saw enormous amount of institutional demand. That's why he decided to jump in, right? So those things kind of made sense because beforehand, again, no one really knew what was going on inside FTX, even though he did say that he and his team did a lot of due diligence, but who just knows, right? But there's a couple of things I want to play for you guys. This part right here, I'm going to play this. This is where he was asked directly whether or not he believes SBF is guilty or innocent. Okay, again, they pressed him on this. Andrew pressed him on this, and let's take a listen.
I don't know, and I'm going to follow the path and be part of the process. I also should disclose to you that I applied for the credit committee just before midnight last night. There will only be 7 members on it. There's thousands of people that want to be on that credit committee, but I think I have a unique view from the inside out, and I think I can be helpful there as a fiduciary. I am going to drive the process if I can.
So again, he was pressed whether or not he believes Sam Bankman-Fried is guilty of everything that he's being accused of, and he still says he just doesn't know. You got to give Kevin this. He's sticking with what he said before, which is we don't know. We need more data. I'm going to get to the bottom of it, right? He's not flip-flopping. He's sticking with his guns, right? And he may be proven right, but at this point, I just don't see how that could be. You just can't take $8 billion loss and say, we don't know where the money went. Or you can't just say, I don't know where the money went, right? There's just, yeah. But, throughout this interview, I got to say, you look at his demeanor, his eyes, like I chose one point, to kind of showcase in the thumbnail. Many parts of this interview, it looked like he was about to cry. Like he was, I've never seen him like this before. Certainly not like on Shark Tank, right? So there's parts of it where you could tell he's sincere in terms of he's sorry, but he's still sticking with SBF for some reason. And then here's another clip. There's actually two clips. This one is talking about basically how much he invested in case you guys didn't see it. Let's take a listen.
Total deal was just under $15 million, all in, including a bunch of agents that I had to pay because I needed SAG-AFTRA release to be able to do commercials for it, and when I did that. I put about $9.7 million into crypto. I think that's what I've lost. It's all at zero. I don't know because my account got scraped a couple of weeks ago. All the data, all the coins, everything. So then I lost the money I invested in the equity as well. Those are zeros too. It was not a good investment, Andrew. Okay, I don't make great investments all the time. Luckily, I make more good ones than bad ones, but that was a bad one.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay, so he took on $15 million. He put about $10 million into crypto, whatever that may be. His loss. He put $1 million into shares of some equity shares. So that's about $11 million. So then some people are asking, well, what happened to the other $4 million? Well, in the CNBC interview, he didn't say outright, but CNBC clarified that the $4 million left is due to agents and also taxes. Although you figure if you lost all of it, you don't have to pay taxes. So I don't know if he prepaid taxes or what, but that's how CNBC explained it. So there you go. Again, there are a couple of interviews. If you guys are interested, you can search for it easily on CNBC on YouTube. But I just want to highlight that because so many people are talking about it. But Kevin O'Leary does seem like, just look at his eyes right now. Just look at it, right? Again, throughout this interview, it just seemed like there are parts of it where he was just, he looks like he's about to cry. Honestly. You could argue he's a way better actor than SBF, that's for sure. I don't know. I don't know if he's acting or not, but there's parts that does seem like he's very sincere. But as for other things that's going on with SBF, Senate is calling for him to testify. He's ghosting him right now, but the Senate committee may just may subpoena him and kind of force him to come, right? Again, I don't know if he's going to dodge that or not, but, there's a lot of senators that want to get to the bottom of this. And also because of this, I've talked about Gary Gensler, right? Gary Gensler is facing a lot of heat too. A lot of people are calling for Gary Gensler's resignation because he didn't do enough. Even though he says he has total authority and he has enough, basically, people and the right rules to kind of regulate everything, everyone's calling him out and saying, well, why didn't you do anything about FTX, right? And plus, you can't ignore the fact that there's a huge tie between him and Caroline and Alameda and SBF. There's a big circle right there, right? And there's a lot of congressmen calling this out, calling out the fact that he was working with Gary, right? Gary was working with SBF on special rules. There's a lot of rumblings about how they're connected. Also calling him out, saying he's failed as a regulator, right? So Gary's actually taking a lot of heat right now, which is why he is issuing this new guidance requiring, I believe, all companies to disclose, first of all, if they have and own cryptocurrencies, to disclose the risks that they may have, and also disclose if they have any ties with FTX. Interesting enough, that's actually one of the requirements under this new guidance. Interesting. But he is taking a lot of heat right now. He's taking a lot of heat, and we will see. And overall, is this good or bad for crypto? I would say it's good if Gary resigns. That's for sure, because he, again, wants to control everything and declare everything a security. So if he doesn't resign, our last hope is Ripple, and let's see if Ripple can win that case. But maybe it doesn't come to that. Maybe he resigns. There's a new SEC chair, and then maybe we're going to get someone that's a lot more friendly and kind of understands the space better, rather than trying to kill everything and stop innovation, right? So we'll see. We will see. Now, as for everything else that's going on, well, Michael Saylor, big fan of crypto regulation, and I get it. Like, regulations, some regulations will definitely speed up and get more institutional whales in, right? You're definitely going to see a lot more whale money coming in from big players, family offices, hedge funds, institutional guys, right? Which is something that I would say most of us welcome, because that's going to bring a lot of liquidity. And even BlackRock is getting in, right? But again, you got to question, do we just want institutional money, right? Because they're already in it. A lot of them are in it. Luckily, a lot of them got out because of crypto winter scared them off, right? But crypto, Bitcoin, decentralization really created by the people for the people. So do we really want massive institutional adoption? So it's a slippery slope. I don't know the right answer to this, because on one hand, we do want more adoption. We do want more money to come into space. But on the other hand, we don't want to go so far that institutions then control all the decentralized projects and networks out there. Then it's not really decentralized anymore, is it? So it's kind of like a slippery slope there. But Michael Saylor, he just wants to press forward. He just wants everyone to buy as many Bitcoins as possible. It doesn't matter if it's institutional retail. Let's just get people to buy Bitcoin, right? That's his stance. I don't know if it's the right one, but we'll see. We will see. Tim Draper, another billionaire, thinks that countries that adopt Bitcoin will be better off for it, including El Salvador becoming one of the richest nations on earth after, of course, Bitcoin appreciates in price, right? So I don't disagree. And we're seeing a lot of smaller countries obviously adopting Bitcoin as legal tender, even putting on their own balance sheet. I don't know if you could call a country's assets part of the balance sheet, but that's exactly what El Salvador did and President Bukele did. But you're going to see more and more countries also adopt, not just central banks, but countries in general, right? So that's pretty phenomenal if you think about it. Pretty amazing if you think about it. What else is going on today? Well, there's this. I'll get to more like little more chart stuff, but this is just showing, again, looking at Bitcoin, its price appreciation, its rises after every bottom and every 4-year cycle, right? There's this weird thing about the 70% rise, but if we do see that, yeah, that's where we're heading. But overall, right, more and more adoption, more and more people learning, more and more people holding, right? Those are the reasons why this continues to go up parabolically, up and up and up and up. So stay strong. Outside of this, some crypto news. Ethereum is targeting their next upgrade in March of 2023. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed, because the merge, that took forever. Like literally delayed like 5 different times, took forever. Hopefully this next one is not going to be delayed. They're setting it for March of 2023. And this is the big one that a lot of people are looking for, because this one will allow people to unlock their staked Ether, which has been locked in the Beacon chain and now the main chain forever. And even the staking rewards are locked in, right? And take a look. The total ETH locked in and staked right now, it's close to 16 million ETH and continues to rise up. This right now is definitely making Ethereum deflationary. Not only deflationary, the burning is, but also just removing so much out of circulation. So overall, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Speaking of staking, Chainlink also opens up their very first staking pool, draws in 170 million worth of Link tokens, right? So this is also brand new for Chainlink and good because you have a whole bunch of Link that's locked up now for 9 to 12 months. Okay, kind of following the same footsteps of Ethereum. You can't unlock it anytime soon. It's 9 to 12 months until this next upgrade. So regardless of the time, a lot of people are staking their Link. They want to collect that interest, or not interest, rewards, and they're holding, so why not? Why not? I also saw this. Just give you a good comparison of how large some of these other asset classes are versus how large cryptocurrency is in DeFi, which is not, both of these are not very large at all. Okay, you look at DeFi, I don't know if it's cut off on your screen. I think, yeah, it's kind of cut off on your screen. But yeah, on the very left side of the screen, it shows DeFi around 55. I don't know if it's cut off. Maybe a little bit cut off. No, it's showing. It's showing. My screen is just cut off. DeFi at 55 billion. Cryptocurrency under $1 trillion. Seems like it's so big, but it's really nothing. Gold at 11 trillion. The stock market at 90 trillion. Real estate, 280 trillion. Derivatives, 1 quadrillion. Right? So you look at how small cryptocurrency is, how small tokenization is, DeFi is, NFTs, it's nothing on the grand scheme of things. This is how early we are. Imagine if all these other things start becoming tokenized and being put on chain, right? Think about how much money is at stake, and we are barely scratching the surface. That's right, folks. That's right. And then lastly, Starbucks. Starbucks is offering NFT rewards now. Okay? Beta testing, but still, they're going to go down this road. And guess what? This is on top of Polygon. I totally forgot. Recently, I've been talking about, Polygons and all the NFTs that's coming on board, right? All the big players and brands. Starbucks is one of them. They're putting on their NFT marketplace on Polygon. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. All right, so that is what I wanted to go over. Now, as for Bitcoin and crypto, you could see that the market cap went up slightly, 2% today. We'll take that. So we're back to 17.2, which is a level we were just at not too long ago before more FUD and more scare, right? But we're basically to the point where we're ready to break out back to 19 and 20,000. You could see, ever since we fell down to like 15,000, right? We've been hovering around 15, 16, and then we broke up about 16, 17, right? But we're getting to a point where we're ready to break out back to the 19, 20, 21 range that we were in right before this whole FTX collapse. So if you think about it, we're not that far off, even with the contagion spreading. Right? So that's the good thing. That's a very good thing. That's a very good thing. And, a lot of people ask me, is Santa Rally canceled now, right? Is it over? Well, I've always said crazy things could happen within a short amount of time, right? Very, very crazy parabolic rises and pumps have happened within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We have seen it before, right? Can we see something like that again by the end of this year? I'm crossing my fingers, hoping so. Not to say that there's strong odds of that, but you never know, right? So, good stuff overall. And then I was messing with another Lux indicator. And this one actually just tells you if it's buy or sell, or is a strong buy, a strong sell. I couldn't help notice that they just marked it as strong buy after this recent rise above 17,000. And this is on almost every indicator. This is an hour indicator, 15-minute right here. You go 4 hour, it just formed, right? So I don't know how accurate this is, but it looks like it's pretty accurate if you go back. So I'll take that. If the indicator is telling me it's a strong buy, well, let's see. Let's see if that's correct. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. What's the favorite thing to eat on my diet? In terms of like a sweet thing or just regular? I mean, regular, I don't know. Probably steak and more steak. No, I do like cheese though. I do like cheese. But if I wanted something to satisfy my sweet tooth or something, I try to look at like cheesecake with 0 sugars added, basically, and it has very little carbs. So I just cut out the pie crust part, something like that. All right, scrolling up, let's see. How many trillions will Tesla be by 2030? I don't know. Tesla's been looking really weak, along with Bitcoin, right? So I don't know. Hopefully they can pull through. There's a lot of FUD about Tesla in China, how, they're slowing down orders, and there's a lot of stuff happening, right? Hopefully they pull through. In the US, they're still dominant. In Europe, I believe they're dominant, but VW and others are trying to catch up at this point. Did I ever do martial arts? Yeah, when I was a teenager. I think teenager, around that time frame. Do you think there's a correlation between crypto winter and daft bots and receding hairline? There's probably some truth to that. Probably some. XRP news. I haven't heard of anything about XRP recently, or Ripple. But like I've been saying, we need someone to fight Gary. And that's what Ripple and Brad and Chris Larson, they're doing. So if Gary isn't forced to resign, then we may have to, hope that Ripple wins that lawsuit. What happened to Algo? I don't really actually know. After the World Cup started, right? Kind of figured that they would get a little boost from that because they're the official FIFA partner. They were going to come out with these exclusive NFTs, which they still are. I thought they would get some kind of boost from it, but they really didn't, which is weird. B13SR and Bride Guy, welcome. Senator Tom Emmer will fight Gary. I mean, Emmer, I think, reached out to Kevin O'Leary too. He talked about being on some kind of committee. I think Tom Emmer invited Kevin O'Leary to try to get at the bottom of things, right? How do you even buy XRP after it's banned in the U.S.? Well, you could buy it. You could buy it overseas. There's a lot of exchanges out there like KuCoin, MEXC, Binance. Well, if you're in the U.S., you can't use Binance, but there's a lot of foreign exchanges that you could buy it from. You can get it on, what is that? Ooh, I was thinking about. I thought there was some kind of on-ramp. No, I'm thinking about something else. But yeah, you could get it on foreign exchanges. What's your opinion on Wave? I stopped trusting Wave. Wave was just, from my perspective, it seemed like they're like outdated technology, first of all. And second of all, there was a lot of rumors and rumbling about how the team was manipulating the price. So I just think there's better projects out there at this point. Yeah, you know, that's the problem. Switchlane says KuCoin blocks certain trades based on geography, even though it's listed. You know, that's one of the problems. That's why I actually started using other exchanges like MEXC because of that. I forgot what. I think it was Illuvium or one other one where I tried to place a trade on KuCoin. Even KuCoin doesn't force you to do KYC. In fact, even if you wanted to, you can if you're a U.S. citizen. But you could still use it. But it detected that I was in the U.S. and it wouldn't let me make a trade. And that kind of turned me off, right? So you do have to watch out for that. And there's even DEXs that also block you based on geography. That to me doesn't even make sense. But, you know, unfortunately, some of these changes are really hammering on U.S. citizens and other countries that may be blocked. Brian Armstrong is wondering why SBF is being handled with kid gloves. I don't know what that means exactly, like why he's getting easy treatment, preferential treatment. I don't know if that's what he means, but you know, things are still being investigated, right? So kind of like what Kevin says. The money will lead to the truth, and they are, you know, looking at where the money went, and they're going to find out whether or not, you know, just this morning I covered about rumors about FTX, about how they collapsed Luna, and Do Kwon even chimed in and said, yeah, it could have been because FTX lost so much somehow. They wanted to make it up through trading, and they inadvertently caused Luna UST to crash to zero. And that brought even more pressure to them because after that happens, Three Arrows and everything else crashed too. So, you know, it seems like FTX is just involved with everything. Did you cover Kim Kardashian crypto lawsuit win against the SEC? Oh, I didn't know that. I know that she was being sued. She actually won. That would be interesting. Wow. Let's see. No, she didn't win, right? She just, Oh, no, she did win. Crypto lawsuit against Kim Kardashian dismissed by federal judge. Wow. Wow. Gary must not be happy about this. Federal judge dismissed a lawsuit against founders of Ethereum MEXC, a cryptocurrency, okay, and celebrities that promoted on social media, including Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather. But while the law certainly places limits on those advertisers, it also expects investors to act reasonably before basing their bets on this. I don't even know how to say that. Zagat's of the moment. Basically, creatives. Okay, so basically, the federal judge said, even though celebrities endorse crypto, right? You have to use your own judgment. You can't just sue them after a project goes under or something like that. I guess that's what it means, which is actually pretty big because the SEC have gone after a lot of people, right, for promoting really bad projects. You know, Ethereum Max when it came out, I knew it was just. I mean, that just sounds stupid, right? Like anyone that really, you know, it just sounds like a total scam coin. But basically, she doesn't have to pay the SEC, and she won. Wow, interesting. That's going to make it much more difficult for the SEC to go after celebrities in the future. So is Tom Brady safe? I don't know. I'm thinking Tom Brady is safe. I don't know. What do you think about Near Protocol, Mina, Stacks, Immutable X? Out of those, I like Near Protocol the best. Out of that selection right there. Did you hear about Ledger Nano being mentioned in Metro Booming and Future's new song Superheroes? No, Christopher. No clue. No clue. Coinbase is pumping USDC. I did see that. Coinbase is offering free transfers of USDT to USDC. So, bold move. But that also has people wondering why they're doing this now. Do they need to bolster USDC somehow? Right? Because Coinbase is a joint founder of USDC. It's Circle and Coinbase is kind of their own stable coin. So people are wondering why they are doing that right now. But I think a lot of exchanges are trying to get away from USDT. I mean, Binance is trying to do that too. So anyways, USDT just can't be trusted, right? If you don't understand, go look up iFinix or Bitfinix's history and how they've minted and created like 3 or 4 different coins, and Tether is one of them. Just is a shady history. Someone is, if Satoshi gets access to his wallet, move funds, or sell some of it, could people lose complete confidence in BTC? 1 million dump could crash the market. I don't know if it would. It would be disastrous, but then we'll go over it. It's just kind of like, 1 million out of the 19 million is a lot, but you know what? The market will recover. If he decided to sell all of it, he or she or they, whatever, sell all of it, it would crash Bitcoin down hard. Hard, no doubt. But keep in mind, 66% of the overall supply right now is held by holders, right? So even though it would crash the market temporarily, I do believe it will be eaten up by the remaining holders, and they will just continue holding anyways, right? It's just kind of like a situation where Craig Wright was trying to prove to be Satoshi, right? And in one instance, he was proven he was, and another, he was proven he was not. Even if he could prove that he's Satoshi, and you know what? No one cares. Bitcoin has gone way beyond just one man. So that's why even if somehow Craig Wright could prove he's Satoshi, and it wouldn't really change a thing for most people. That's how I feel. J-Corn, I don't really use Uphold. I only use it because I get BAT rewards from it. Other than that, I don't know much about Uphold, so I can't say, how good it is. Let's just put it that way, right? And I don't know how they're able legally to list XRP. It shouldn't be. There's no exchange in the US that offers XRP listing because the SEC will go after them. So the fact that Uphold still has it also makes me wonder how they could get away with that. So that's all I'm saying. Just be careful. The IRS is definitely going to have their hands full this tax season. Actually, probably not. Most people lost money in 2022, so I doubt this is a year that they're going to be looking at a lot of people's capital gains through crypto. They're going to be seeing a massive amount of capital losses. So I'm not quite sure that that's actually the case. Crypto exchanges are as fragile as Anthony Davis. I'll give you that. Coinbase equals IRS, brown nosers. You know, you got to realize that if you're Coinbase, you're the biggest exchange in the U.S., everyone's looking at you, including the IRS, right? So it's easy to say, hey, Coinbase is doing it, you know, I don't know, because they're complicit, or they're joining forces, or they want, you know, the IRS to succeed, or whatever people are arguing and spreading rumors about. But, you know, a lot of it is just they just want to stay compliant. They just want to operate, right? And in the U.S., it's very hard to do so, especially if you're the big dog. If you're a Kraken or someone else, maybe Uphold, maybe you could get away with things because you're not being looked at as closely. But if you're like Coinbase, there's no way you can get away with slipping one by the SEC. You know, that's not going to happen. Thoughts on buying Kronos for the next bull run? Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Do you think ADA and Matic can hit $5 in 2023? No. No. That's just way too much. 2025, maybe, but not in 2023. No. Chef Raph, he's done like 100 different videos on that, on supposed interviews. So no, I have not been keeping up. At this point, I don't anticipate SBF is going to say anything different than what he already has. So it's just a matter of time he gets what's coming to him. Bottom line. Bottom line. Last question. Do you think Robinhood is at risk at all? Yeah, I say there's some risk there. They had a problem with liquidity before. Can it happen again? Sure. So that's why right now, taking control of your own crypto, putting in a self-custody wallet is the safest thing anyone could do. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. So, unfortunately, you know what? Actually, not unfortunately. Let me end on a good note. Bitcoin and crypto coming back up a little bit, right? Just a little bit. But let's see if it can continue tomorrow, Friday, and this weekend. Certainly can. Still got 3 weeks left until year end. Can we build some momentum? Sure we can. So let's take it a day at a time and see. So tune in tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right. And let's take a look then. All right. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.